And the time is now 6:30. We are looking over Dublin right now on this terrific Tuesday morning. I'm TJ Anthony.
And I'm Ashlyn Webb. And we have a very chilly start to the morning, Alex. It looks like we're going to see a complete 180 come tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. Tomorrow morning, it's actually going to be significantly warmer than we are right now. With widespread 20s across central Georgia, we're going to be talking about 60s with storms moving in tomorrow morning. So quite the turnaround in store. 30, the current number in Lawrence County. The winds are calm, so that's the silver lining in all this. And in fact, look at this. Okay, so this is new. It's now 26 in Macon. That's the coldest temperature on the map. 27 in Cochran, 27 in Eastman, 28 in McRae, 27 in Monticello. So yes, a very cold morning out there. I'm glad I am inside and not outside. Nothing out there on the radar picture. And across the southeast, you're not going to find a whole lot on our side of the southeast. But if you work your way over towards Arkansas and especially into the Texas area, you are going to run into some rainfall and eventually some severe weather down to the south today. So our temperature is warming into the 40s, eventually the 50s. 58 will be our high temperature. Enjoy the sunshine because we're not going to see a whole lot of it tomorrow. Sunrise is at 7:34. Then for tonight, the rain will come after midnight. Storms arriving tomorrow morning after an overnight low of 48. Sunset at 6 p.m. tonight, the first one in a while. But a level 2 severe weather day on the docket for tomorrow. We'll talk a lot more about this, including taking an hour-by-hour look at Future View in just a few moments.
We'll check in with you shortly. This morning, Bibb County investigators are looking for 4 men who they say shot and killed 52-year-old Panal Kumar Patel and injured his wife and daughter.
The Bibb Sheriff's Office released this picture of a dark-colored car. An incident report says Patel's daughter told deputies they just picked her father up from work. They were getting out of the car at their home on Thoroughbred Lane when 3 men came toward them with guns drawn. Panal Patel confronted them and they started yelling. That's when Patel's daughters say the men fired at least 5 shots, killing her father and injuring her and her mother as well.
The report says the men did not take anything. When we asked if there was any sign of a break-in, we did not get an answer.
Yes, if you have any information, they ask you to call Macon Regional Crime Stoppers at 1-877-68-CRIME. Again, that's 1-877-68-CRIME. And we have new details on another homicide investigation at an East Macon apartment complex. The Bibb County Sheriff's Office says someone shot and killed Wayman Danzy at the Walnut Hill apartment on Marywood Drive.
An arrest warrant says Jada Johnson did not pull the trigger. It says on Wednesday night, Johnson met with a man who contacted her through a dating site. The warrant says he held a gun against her head and sexually assaulted her. 2 nights later, Johnson allegedly invited the man back to her home.
Now the warrant says she asked Danzy, who was an acquaintance, to come to her apartment and ambush the man as revenge. It says Danzy was waiting in the dark inside her apartment. He and the other man got into a fight and the man shot and killed Danzy. The warrant does not name the other man.
The sheriff's office says they're still trying to identify him. Meanwhile, Johnson is being held without bond in the Bibb County Jail. This morning, we're learning more about a Twiggs County crash that killed a teenager. Troopers responded to an overturned car overnight on State Route 87. The car ran off the road and hit several trees as it was headed south. The passenger in the vehicle, 17-year-old Andres Figuero, died where the crash happened. An ambulance took the driver, 19-year-old Gabriel Kilgore, to the hospital. The accident is still under investigation. Weather officials confirmed a tornado in Adul damaged homes, flipped trailers, and mowed down trees on a 6-mile path. The National Weather Service reports the damage seen in the southwest Georgia town came from winds that were 115 miles per hour. The tornado hit Sunday evening west of I-75. The Weather Service says the twister severely damaged a home and tossed sheets of metal 100 feet away. Falling trees also damaged many homes there, including a motorhome. No one got hurt or killed, though.
The University of Georgia says it will not be commenting yet on some key questions about the tragic crash that killed UGA football player Devin Willock and staffer Chandler LaCroix. We've been getting reports from our sister station 11 Alive about the SUV being a rental. It's still unclear if the university rented the car for LaCroix, if she was on the clock working at the time of the crash, and if she was instructed to drive the players. UGA released a statement saying their primary focus is on supporting the victims' families and they would not be commenting further on the crash. Now, Athens Clark police are still investigating. The late UGA player Devin Willock's family and friends are gathering Friday at his home state in New Jersey to remember him. There was a private service over the weekend for the UGA football team in Athens. LaCroix was laid to rest just last week.
University of Georgia football player Ron Thomas was arrested yesterday by UGA police. Athens Clark County jail records say he's charged with false imprisonment and misdemeanor family violence. No bond is set. Thomas transferred from Mississippi State last month and has yet to suit up for the Bulldogs. Right now, only one of the 6 people arrested for domestic terrorism in Atlanta received bond. Yesterday, all 6 went before a judge virtually to face charges of being part of protests that turned violent over the weekend. It's related to unrest over the planned construction of a new public safety training academy southeast of the Atlanta city limits. A judge handed down a pricey bond for the lone protester.
So in my math, that's a total of $355,000. Conditions are going to be a 24-hour curfew.
The judge considered the other 5 suspects a flight risk since they are not from the state.
A Fulton County Superior Court judge is set to hear arguments from news outlets calling for the Trump grand jury report to be made public. 13 WMAZ's parent company Tegna is one of the organizations part of that joint motion. Now, the report details a months-long investigation into potential criminal interference in the 2020 election by former President Donald Trump and his allies. We have learned the former president was not asked to testify, and the former district attorney, Danny Porter, says that may lead to a much calmer hearing. So far, attorneys representing targets of the probe have not filed any motions against the publishing the report.
Governor Kemp will deliver his State of the State address tomorrow before the General Assembly. It's at 11 a.m. at the state capitol. Georgia Public Broadcasting will stream his remarks live. You'll need to slow your roll if you drive through downtown Perry. Speeds are shifting from 30 to 25 miles per hour to make things safer for pedestrians and people looking for parking spaces. Mayor and council approved the change. Police Chief Alan Everidge says they're also planning to pass an ordinance allowing people to ride golf carts downtown.
The time is now 6:37. If you are considering filing bankruptcy, you may be able to get free legal help. It's part of a brand new bankruptcy program at Mercer's Law School. They hope to get 15 to 20 clients around Central Georgia who need help filing for Chapter 7 bankruptcy. The program takes only a few months to complete. Mercer Law students will provide no-cost legal assistance to people who cannot pay for a lawyer to help them file their case. Chapter 7 enables you to get a fresh financial start by eliminating many unsecured debts. You can stop foreclosures and evictions and other credit card collection efforts. For further information, you can contact Mercer Law School.
Dublin is pushing its effort to become a logistics hub with the opening of a new truck sales and service center. Peterbilt Sales Service Center is near I-16 on Highway 257. Danny Starley, the branch manager at the Dublin Peterbilt, says they work on all trucks. Starley says their business is filling a void for truck drivers traveling between Macon and Savannah.
Dublin's kind of a truck town. There's a lot of trucks coming down the 441 corridor and up the I-16 corridor. With the expansion of the port down in Savannah, we just saw that this area was really going to explode, and we wanted to hurry up and get down here.
Currently, Peterbilt is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. They hope to expand to 24 hours. Big changes and bigger planes will be heading to the Middle Georgia Regional Airport. Today, the airport and Macon Bibb County are breaking ground on the extension of Runway 5. The first phase of the project will be the construction of a retaining wall near the approach end of the runway. That's the southwest end of the airport near Sardis Church Road. It's expected to cost $2 million. It's partially funded by the Georgia Department of Transportation. The groundbreaking starts at 10 a.m. at the airport located on Terminal Drive.
The Houston County State Court has a new home in Perry. The new addition to the Houston County Courthouse on Perry Parkway takes up 46,000 square feet. It features upgraded courtrooms, judges' chambers, staff offices, and court visitation areas. The state court is a trial court for misdemeanors and civil claims. Amy Smith, general solicitor for the court, says the move has been a long time coming.
We had very much outgrown the facilities in Warner Robins and needed new space. And rather than trying to tear down and build or refurbish what had already been refurbished at least once, it was decided that it's a better idea to simply have us in Perry with the Superior Court.
Smith says Houston County's courts are closed today. They'll reopen for business starting Wednesday morning. The time is 6:40. Here's a traffic reminder for you this morning along I-16 eastbound near Coliseum and Martin Luther King Drive. It will be slower overnight this week as crews set bridge beams overnight tomorrow into Thursday this week. One right lane will be closed on the I-16 I-75 interchange. That'll be on I-75 south around Forsyth Street and Hardman Avenue to help workers move barriers, walls, or move safely.
Your time now, 6:40. Alex, it was one of those mornings where you just had to sit in the car and freeze while it warmed up because that layer of frost over the car, it was terrible.
It took a while for my heat to turn on.
Yeah.
I was in the car shivering. I was so cold.
Yeah, I hate it, but you know, it's to keep your car safe at least.
It is, and you at the end of the day, you have to see out of your windshield to go anywhere. So it's
to.
like you don't have a choice. Yeah, I mean, it was cold across central Georgia this morning. There's no secret about it. And for us, that was at 3 in the morning. So even now, it's going to be just a little thicker out there because your car's been out there for a bit longer. Here's a live look over the Atlanta airport this morning. It's cold up there as well. 25 is the current number up at the airport there in Atlanta right now. But the winds are calm, luckily, so we're not dealing with a wind chill out there. We got 26 in Macon, 27 now in Byron, 29 in Fort Valley. And believe it or not, all of these numbers could still fall potentially a few more degrees before all is said and done. Down to the south, we have 20s as well. 28 in Americus, 29 in Rochelle, 27 in Eastman, and 34 the current number in Vidalia. But no precipitation to speak of out there this morning, and we are happy for that because if there was, it would not be rainfall. That is for sure. We would be talking about wintry weather out there, but again, not a concern. However, today we are going to be watching down to the south, a level 3 severe weather day for parts of coastal Texas, say from the Rockport area up through Houston, southern Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, over towards the Florida Panhandle. I'm showing you this because this is the severe weather setup for today that's going to lift towards central Georgia tomorrow and pose a level 2 risk for us. So into the day today, we're going to be talking about temperatures warming fairly quickly, 47 or so by the noon hour, and then into the mid to upper 50s later on this afternoon. There's 5 p.m. there. On into the overnight hours, the clouds beginning to build in, isolated showers by about 1 a.m. And then when we're talking this time tomorrow morning, I'm going to be tracking a line of storms moving from northwest to southeast through central Georgia, posing a damaging wind threat, but then also potentially a brief spin-up tornado threat coming through the core of central Georgia right around 8 a.m. and then the last of it getting out of here, say 11, 12 o'clock, and then we will be smooth sailing for the rest of the day. But a level 2 severe weather day, most of central Georgia, the threat primarily for damaging winds, but also that threat of a brief spin-up tornado. Now, this is nowhere near the threat that we saw when we had the EF3 in Griffin and those twin tornadoes down in Wilcox County. Again, 2 very different days, 2 very different setups. It is not the same, but we will watch for it during the morning hours tomorrow. And regardless of what we see, it will be very windy tomorrow. Gusts upwards of 30 to 40 miles an hour outside of the rainfall, and some of that could continue after the rain pushes through. So a wind advisory in effect from midnight tonight until midnight on Thursday here in central Georgia. So the last of the rain getting out of here late in the day on Wednesday, or mid-afternoon on Wednesday, clearing out late in the day on Wednesday, smooth sailing for Thursday and Friday. We won't see a rain chance enter the picture again until we get to Sunday. And by the time we get to Sunday, that will be a 60% chance of rain. But before we get there, 100% chance showers and storms tomorrow, sun coming out later in the day. 50s to round out the week after overnight lows in the 30s. It wouldn't surprise me if, say, Friday, Saturday morning, even though we have a low of 31, that we sprinkle in a few more 20s in areas around central Georgia.